Hello and welcome back to another video. This video is about the TCU replacement on my 1991 Honda Accord LX. The following video you guys gonna see is gonna be very long and very detailed, so I want to do a quick summarize since I already fixed the vehicle. So if you guys are in a rush, I'm gonna give you guys a quick summarize, and if you guys want to watch the full video when I was troubleshooting everything, you guys can watch the rest of it. My 91, when I bought this Accord last month, the S light was on consistent, solid. The S light is a sport light, and that usually means something's wrong with the TCU. During that time, my speedometer doesn't work. Once in a while it works, or once you start the vehicle, after 15 minutes of driving or so, it will start bouncing around, it'll start working. So speed sensor was bad. I went ahead and ordered a TCU on eBay, installed it, and it was still bad. The S light was still on. I think we drove it. Yeah, we drove it for a bit. It was still on. I opened up the TCU and the computer board was burnt up. I sent that back. Seller gave me a full refund. No hard feelings. Second time, I ordered another one on eBay. Different seller. During that time, I also ordered a new speed sensor. Went ahead, installed the speed sensor. That fixed the speedometer. The second unit, we installed it. The S light was blinking. The first and the second unit, both the S light was now blinking. The second unit was also bad. We cracked that open and it was burnt board. We were able to drive the vehicle, but the vehicle was like stuck in first gear and something along that line. 65 miles on the highway, doing like 3,500 RPM, not normal. The second unit, the seller, they have it sealed up with security tags, so you can't open it, or if you do open it, you can't get a refund. I decided on my own will to just crack it open because I wanted to find out if it was bad, and when I cracked it open, it is bad. Most likely right now the seller is not gonna refund me. I'm only out of pocket 65 bucks. Next thing we did was we went ahead and just ordered a brand new remanufacturer from AutoZone. It's made by Cardone. Part number, I'll put the part number. Order a new one, install the new one, everything works well. No more S light. Took it for a test drive, went through all the gears, nice and smooth. First, second, third, fourth, everything works well. So yes, make sure you check when you're buying on eBay. Make sure it's good. Make sure it's not burnt out. Make sure they have a warranty. If you don't want to go through all that hassle that I went through, just suck it up and order it through eBay. No, order it through AutoZone, or they do have it on Rock Auto. I went through AutoZone because it was easier to do the core charge refund. Cost me like $255 plus the core charge, which is 50 bucks. Once I return my old one, I'll get 50 bucks. And then also AutoZone, they were having their 10% off on their website, so I saved a little bit of money there going through them. So hope this helped. You guys can watch the rest of the video where I troubleshoot this whole thing, and I'll give you guys more detail. If you guys are in a rush, goodbye. Thanks for watching. 1991 Honda Accord. If you have a issue with your S light, which is your sport light, if that's consistently on all the time, and even if you're trying to switch it on off, you might have an issue with your TCU, which is the transmission computer unit. Right now it's off because I have the unit unplugged. The unit is plugged below the footwell on the passenger door, right under the glove compartment. You just remove the carpet, and then it's behind that shield. That shield goes flat like that, so it's quite hard to get to. But once you get it out, you'll see this unit mounted behind there, and then over behind that side, that's the ECU, the engine control unit. So once you have it removed out, go ahead and remove it. There's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine was missing 2, and this cover will come off, and you'll see the computer board. You'll see the computer board, and then at this corner right here, if any of the computer board is burnt on this corner, you have a bad TCU. I'll go ahead and post some photos and show you guys what it looks like. So this issue, it's very common on the Honda Accord CB7. I went ahead and ordered one on eBay. I plugged it in, and my S light was now then blinking. So if it's blinking, it has an issue as well. It shouldn't do that. So I took out that eBay one, I opened it up, and it was burnt as well. It wasn't burnt as bad as this one, but it was burnt, and I sent it back for a full refund. So I have another one on order from eBay again. It's a used one, and hopefully that one is a good one. It's from a different seller. They confirmed that it's good, all that good stuff. Hopefully it works well. But the nice thing was that if you guys have been watching my videos about the Honda Accord, I told you guys that there's one issue with this Accord. When I was driving it, I would have to give it like 2,000 RPM. Let's say if I'm at a stoplight or a red light, I have to give it up to 2,000 RPM before it starts to move, before this vehicle starts to go. And when I installed that eBay TCU, the one I just got, that was bad, even though the S light was blinking, it still runs. And what I did was I backed up a little bit from my driveway, and as soon as I stepped on gas, the car went, like it picked up right away. It didn't have any of that lag. So I think my issue was definitely the TCU going bad. I think right now my TCU is burnt to the point where it's tricking my vehicle that we are in second gear. That's the reason why I have to give it about 2,000 RPM before it starts to go. And then after that, it runs fine. You can go up to 60, 70 miles an hour, and it'll go all the way up there. But right now, I think it's tricking my computer that we're in second gear, because this one is pretty bad. It's burnt up pretty bad. The resistor is burnt up. One of the capacitors is burnt up. It's not even there anymore. So I'm hoping UPS, the mail should be dropping by next few hours. They're gonna come by with my new TCU. I'll go ahead and install that one, and fingers crossed that that one is a good one. If that one is bad for some reason, I'm gonna refund it, and I'm just gonna order one remanufactured brand new off of Rock Auto. They sell them for about 200 bucks, but you can buy the used one on eBay for like $60, $80, 100 tops. But at the same time, you're taking a risk if it's bad or not. So if you're buying on eBay, just make sure that they have a warranty, 30-day warranty, that it still works and stuff like that. Or you can always email them first and tell them to open up the cover and check the circuit board, make sure it's not burnt up. So that's a quick update for you guys, for anyone that's having an issue with your S light blinking. If your S light's blinking, or if it's on a solid hole, just you can plug it. There's the blue plug right there. You can jump that plug. You jump it, your S light will flash or give you a code, and it will tell you what's wrong with it. But if your S light's on, most likely your TCU is bad. So just take the time, open up your TCU, and just check it. It's a visual inspection. Unpop it open, pop the cover open, and if your chipboard is burned up by any reason, you're just gonna have to get a new one. So that's the reason why I'm making this video, to show you guys and to hopefully help you guys solve that issue. I'm assuming this is the original one. It doesn't look like it's been tampered or anything like that. Well, it looks like it has, because it's missing 2 screws. So we'll see what happens when the mailbox gets here with our new TCU. Right now, you can still start the car with the TCU unplugged, but if you want to try to put it in any kind of gear, it won't go. So right now we have brakes. So right now it won't go into any gear because it doesn't have the TCU on. So you can still start your vehicle, keep the battery up and stuff like that. This is the new unit that just came in from eBay. I emailed them and I told them to crack it open to check the circuit board. They say they couldn't do it because they know that it works. And they also say that they put their security tags on it. So if these security tags are broken, then that means they won't warranty it, because they don't want you to open it. So let's go ahead and plug this in and see if it works. Before you guys go and install everything, I recommend you guys just plug it first, make sure it works, take it for a test drive. Once it's good, then you can go ahead and assemble the floorboard and put the carpet back in. Moment of truth. Let's go and see if it starts. Hopefully it doesn't have the flashing lights. That's what we're gonna be focusing on. Oh, come on. It has a flashing S light. So this means that it's probably broken, or there's another code. So this right here proves that something's wrong with the TCU. You might just have to go ahead and take it for a test drive. If it doesn't run well, then we'll go ahead and contact the manufacturer or the seller. Let's see if it'll go into gear. Brakes. It goes into gear now. So let me just go ahead and back it up on my driveway, and then let's see if it dries up. Whoa, you guys notice that? A little bit of gas and it goes, man. It freaking bites this time. It's not like my other one, the original TCU. You had to give it like 2,000 RPM. So it runs good. I mean, feels like it runs good on the first gear, but I'm not sure what that flashing is. Let's go ahead and jump the blue wire. So that blue wire is your diagnostic thing. You want to jump it out, and then we'll count the clicks on the S light. With the port connected or trip, my check engine light is on for code 17, which is a speed sensor. I know my speed sensor is bad. That's already here as well. I'm gonna install that once I fix the TCU. So right now, let's go ahead and focus on the. So on the S, you got one. Let's restart. So that's one. 1, 2. So that's 2 clicks. So let's check again. Make sure 1. So 1 click. So that's code 12. I'm assuming it's code 12 because there's a pause between one flash and the 2 flash. So let's go and search what that is. 1, 2. Either code 1 or 2. I'm not sure how the S light goes. They go by 1 or 2. I believe it's code 1 and 2. That's what it's referring to. And then for the check engine, you got one. Usually you have one light followed by one long one. So this one. So that's 1. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's code 17. You got one long. So that's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's code 17, which is speed sensor. If you have code 17, then you have a bad speed sensor. Quick update, I went ahead and installed a new speed sensor. Really easy to do. You can research it on yourself. Install a new speed sensor, and as soon as I started the vehicle, the S light is now back to its solid, so it's not flashing how it was. I plugged in the port. I jumped the wires, the cables, and the S light was still solid, meaning there is no code. Well, I guess solid is a code, but it wasn't blinking like how it was doing earlier. 1 and then 2, and then also the check engine light was still blinking, the 1-7. So maybe I just need to go for a quick test drive and see how it is. But the nice thing is that the check engine light is not on right now, which is kind of weird, odd. So we're gonna go for a quick test drive, see if the gauge works. Before I swap the speed sensor, whenever I start the vehicle and I drive it, like the first 15 minutes, the gauge doesn't work. The RPM doesn't, or the RPM works, but the speedometer doesn't work. And then after like 15-20 minutes, it'll start working again. So it's really odd. Like, it's broken but not fully broken. So we're gonna go test drive and make sure that it works right off the bat, and we'll see how it runs. So as soon as I pull off from my driveway, the speedometer is now working. So we know for sure that the speedometer is working and the speed sensor was bad. Now we just gotta find out if the S light will go away. And also, we're gonna test out and see if there's that lag that I was telling you guys about. The lag where we have to get it to like 2,000 RPM before it starts to go. Which right now, it doesn't feel like that. As soon as I step on gas, it just goes, which is really a better improvement. Looks like the speedometer is working right out of the box. No lagging, nothing like that. And right now, it doesn't have that lag that I was telling you guys about no more. As soon as I give it gas, this engine goes, it picks up like how it wasn't before. So we know for sure that the speed the speed sensor was gone, was bad for sure. And we also know that the TCU was bad. My original TCU was bad because it was completely burnt out. So this new TCU is working, but we also got to make sure that why is the S light still on? And you can see right here, I'm turning it on and off, and it's still not going away. But right now we're doing about 40 miles an hour getting onto the highway. Everything works fine. The speed works fine. The S light is still solid. Whoa! Alright, it's not shifting. We're doing 65 and it's stuck at 3,500 RPM. So we don't have fourth gear, I think. Yeah. We're doing 60 miles an hour and we're like at 3,900 RPM, which is not normal. So it means we're stuck in third gear, or we're either stuck in third gear, I think. So either the TCU is bad, or our solenoids are bad. The thing about this TCU is that I told you guys, the sealer, they put security seals over it, and I emailed them. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna open this up, and they're like, don't open it, we'll refund you, we'll give you a full refund if you think it doesn't work. And I'm like, man, just let me open it up. But guess what, I'm just gonna open it. And if it is bad, I'm gonna tell them to either give me a refund, or if it's not bad, then I'll just keep it, and my issue might be somewhere else. But my next step is let's go back home and open up the TCU and see if the board is actually bad, because your vehicle can still run if you have those burnt chips. It's just that it's gonna be running weird, and right now we're not running right. We have first and second gear, but I think we're lost. We don't have fourth gear. I think we actually lost second and third gear. I think we're on second gear right now. We're on D4. Yeah, I think we're on third gear only. We're either on second gear or something along that line. I'm doing about 52 miles an hour right now, and my RPM's at 30, almost 3,400. So that right there is not normal. Here's the moment of truth. The new TCU I just bought, they had security tag on it. I emailed them. They told me not to open it. But I had a gut feeling that this one was bad. And guess what? Take a look. This is the same one. Security tag right there. And if you look right here, all burnt down there. Right here. This one here. This one's all burnt. Ours, the one that we had, mine is all burnt down here. These over here were all burnt out on mine. But on this one, it's all burnt up over here. So this is proof that theirs is broken. They claimed that it was working fine. And I told them in the beginning, before I was going to buy it, I told them to open it up and just check it out. If they would have done that, we would have never had to go through all this mess. So there it is. It's all burnt up. See if I can get a light in there so you guys can see it better. Alright, so the question now lies, what do I do, NuttyNu? What I'm going to do is I'm going to email the seller, explain to them that yes, I went ahead and opened this up even when they told me not to. And I confirmed that it is a bad unit. If they want to refund me a full price, that's cool. If they don't want to refund me, it's whatever. I'm only out like 60 bucks. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to suck it up and spit out the 250 and buy a new unit off of Rock Auto. It's a remanufacture, but at least it's been remanufactured and it's at least new, and I'm assuming they at least rebuilt it. So I'm gonna go ahead and order off of one of Rock Auto, and I'll keep you guys posted throughout the video. But we're still down to our last resort, which is bad TCU. We got the speed sensor fixed, and we now know that we haven't really fixed the TCU. We can still drive it. I was listening and I was watching the shift pattern, and when I was going at a stoplight, I was in gear 1. I didn't feel any shifting. So when we were on this highway doing 60-55, we were doing gear 1. We were stuck in gear 1. So my original one, I was at least able to get up to 65 and 70 and not have an issue. I think for my original TCU, we lost. I keep saying we lost, but we're not engaging in gear 1. We're starting at 2nd gear, and then we're going all the way up to 4th gear on my old unit. But on this new unit, we are stuck in gear 1 or 1st gear. So if I really want to still drive this vehicle, I can plug my old one back and drive it for the meanwhile. I'm not sure if that's going to cause any damage. I actually might try that right now and just take it for a quick test drive with my old unit. But I'll keep you guys posted in the video once I get my new TCU and update you guys through the video. Just went ahead and installed my original unit, which is bad. And let's see what happens. Don't mind that, that's the heater. It's that noise. So let's go for a quick test drive, see how this one acts. Oh, I can't get into gear no more. So I guess my unit is really bad, because I think when I opened it up, I was kind of messing around where the burnt area is. So I think our original unit is totally toast now. Can't go into gear no more. Quick update from yesterday. Last night we ended the video by plugging in my original TCU, and even with that plug-in, the vehicle wouldn't go into gear. I took that out this morning and I plugged the one from eBay, the recent one from eBay, the one that had the sealed security tag. I plugged that one back in, I started it up, and now the S light is gone. It's so weird. The S light is gone, and even with the diagnostic port plugged in, there was no S light. And check this out, if I press the sport button, it'll come on. So if I press it, and it comes, so now this works fine. So we know that it wasn't the switch. So the real truth is we need to take it out for another test drive and see if it'll go through all its gears. The engine is warmed up, but right now it's acting weird. Look at what it's gonna do. You can hear the it too. You guys saw that? So I'm not doing anything. The heater's on. See that? It keeps limping into that mode. So maybe the TCU is still bad. You guys saw that? I'm not doing nothing. Not pressing the brakes or anything. If I press the brakes, you can hear it. But right now, we just wait. It's just jumping into that limp mode. Very weird. It's been a couple days since we did the test. This is the new TCU from AutoZone. So I went ahead and ordered one from AutoZone. Just sucked it up. $200. $255 with the $50 quarter charge. So I have to go back and turn my old one. So this one's from BSE. That's what it looks like. It's silver instead of gold. And same plug. You can see the screws. Looks like it's been in there. I wonder if I should crack it open, take a look and see if it's burnt or not. But let's just go ahead and plug it in and see what happens. Moment of truth. New TCU from AutoZone. 9,000 miles, 308 for the record. Wow, look at that. No more S light. This is a cold start, so we'll let it warm up. So you guys remember, I plugged in the recent one from AutoZone, and the S light went away, but once in a while it'll come back on. It was doing that flickering thing. So let's see if this one does it. And also, let's go ahead and test out the S light right here. So it's in normal. Ooh, so now it's in sport mode. Sport mode off. Okay, let's warm it up and see if it does that flickering. If it doesn't do that flickering, we'll take it for a test drive. Fingers crossed. It's shifting, yes. I felt that shift. I think we did it, guys. The TCU has fixed our solution. It shifted from first, second, third, nice and smooth. And you guys remember that lag that I told you guys about on a stop? Once we go from a stop to go, it doesn't have that lag anymore. Let's go ahead and hit the highways. Woohoo! Heck yes, baby. You guys saw how the engine just went. No lagging. Just shifted. So the last TCU from eBay, we were doing 60 miles at, I think, 3,500 RPM, which is not normal. And I think our vehicle was stuck in first gear or either second gear from the last eBay TCU, which was a bad unit. So this time, let's get it up to 65 and see what RPM we are setting at. So doing about roughly 60, and that's what it should be, around 2,500 RPM. That sounds about right. Nice and smooth now. Yeah, this is way better. Way, way better. There we have it, guys. We solved our issue. Replaced speed sensor because the speed sensor was bad for sure, and then we had a solid S light. It wasn't the switch, it wasn't any of that. It was a bad TCU. So make sure if you guys have an S light that's on all the time, open up that TCU, take a look at it, and if any of that circuit board is burnt up, get a new one. You can get on eBay, but make sure you ask the seller to open it up and make sure it's not burnt, because I went through two different sellers, 2 units that were completely toasted. One got refunded. The second one right now, the recent one, they're probably not gonna refund me because I cracked the seals, but still, it is what it is. So I got a new one from AutoZone. I'll put the part number, should be on the video, and I'll put in the video description. This is for the 91 Honda Accord F22A1. And hopefully this video has helped you guys. Catch you guys next time. See you guys on the street. CB7 for life. Peace out. Who wants to do some runs? Yeah! No VTEC, but we can make our own VTEC up here. Woo!